Hi, this is Nita Ewald. In this video, I would like to explain how to understand your nutrition genome report. So allow me to share my screen here to get access to my nutrition genome report. So when you log into your nutrition genome account, you should see your name on the right-hand side. And if you have multiple members of the family tested, make sure you're viewing the right report with the correct name showing here. So on the left-hand side here is where you can access your report. And there's multiple sections. My health report, which have many different sections here, and usually shows as bars, like different bars like this with, like average, increase, high or low, average and high. And then there's your strengths, weaknesses, personalized grocery list, personalized blood work, and then the last portion of the report, the clinical research summary, which I think is the meat portion of the report. The first half is the milk portion of the report, and then the meat part is the half button, and you can view the reports two ways, which is directly on the computer, like I'm doing now, or you can download the report, scroll down and download report, and you get the PDF version of it. And the downside of it is that you not able to click on the learn more when you do the PDF version. So my suggestion is when you download it, you print out the bottom portion, which is the clinical research summary. And then you can also print out your strengths, your weaknesses, the personalized grocery list, and then personalized blood work. The first half of the report is not worth printing out because, like I said, you're not able to click on the learn more. So the original report of Nutrition Genome is actually the bottom portion, what I call it, the meat of the report, plus the strengths, the weaknesses, the grocery list, and the blood work. And the first portion that you see now is new edition that is created in order to make it easier for you to understand. But I think if you don't understand the meat and just try to get the milk, it's not going to help much. So I highly suggest that you print out the clinical research summary and start from there. Let's pick, let's select detoxification, for example. So if you compare between the PDF version and the viewing it through computer, you might see slightly different format between those two, which is okay. Don't worry. It really just different in the formatting system. The content itself is the same. So in its section, so we're going, we are at the detoxification section. There will be the gene information, and then the information of how you improve the gene function and what can decrease your gene function, and so forth. So and then the very bottom of it, it has a summary of all the genes that were tested, For example, this one, the CYP1A1, and then I have the RS ID number, and then I have the wild type, heterozygous or homozygous, which I think you need to understand this in order to understand the rest of the report better. So wild type. Wild type is a term used to describe a gene when it is found in its natural, non-mutated or unchanged form. So basically, you don't need to worry about it if it's wild type. The heterozygous and homozygous, on the other hand, that what you need to be paying attention more. The heterozygous is when you inherited from one side of the parent, either your mom or your dad. We don't know which one. The homozygous is when you inherited from both sides. So what does it mean? So gene encodes enzyme, so the function of the enzyme. So if you inherited from one parent, the heterozygous, let's okay, so I have one here. That means my body have less ability of that enzyme to function. Then if it's homozygous, like this one, that is more significant. So like more reduced ability of the enzyme to function. So that's what you need to understand more about this report. So once you understand that, I highly recommend you really go from one section to another to understand that. And this part, what can improve and what can decrease the function of the gene, will be summarized in the other part of the report here that we're going to. Okay, so here you go. My health report, strengths and weaknesses. So strengths, it's kind of like fun to just go through, but basically you have no problem if it's that's your strength, right? So if it's weaknesses, okay, let me just pick an example here for my weaknesses. So I have a BCM01 gene mutation, and I think it's homozygous. So that's the homozygous part of it that you need to understand more, because this gene means that the enzyme BCM01 have significantly reduced ability to convert beta carotene to vitamin A, because I inherited from both parents. So what does it mean? That means if I choose vitamin A in the beta carotene form, it's not all going to convert to vitamin A. Therefore, I choose my vitamin A in the retinol form because my body doesn't need to, already have less capacity to for that conversion. So that's what it means. So that's why I feel the need to mention about the difference between heterozygous and homozygous. So once you understand the weaknesses and the strength, then you can go to the grocery list. This is what food they recommended to you based on your genotypes, and then the blood work as well. So the milk part of the report that have bars, for example, I'll just choose toxin sensitivity. It's basically come from the meat part of the report, and they just try to present it in a way that it will be easier to understand instead of going through all of that. Although some people still like, oh, I don't understand what it means, like this high priority. So for example, here, high priority mycotoxin, that means I have genes that probably can't detoxify mycotoxin from my body efficiently. So what gene is that? It's just because, I have a genotype that associated with lower glutathione level. Glutathione is the mother of antioxidants. And that's what basically, translate from the meat to the milk. So in this part of the report, you can actually learn more about the detail that was not included in the bottom half of the report. So you do really need to go through session by session in order to understand. And you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. We do offer a session, a paid session, if you really want to need our help to go through, to have a good understanding of what does it mean for you. So basically, it's one thing to know your genes. It's another thing to make a change to the food that you eat, the lifestyle that you choose to do, because we learn about epigenetic. That's the expression of your genes. So your lifestyle, the food you eat, and so forth, exposure to toxin, it influences the expression of the gene. It doesn't mean that, oh man, I have inherited genes from my parents that not able to metabolize sugar really well. I'm gonna be diabetic. Diabetic runs in my family. No, your lifestyle will determine the expression of the gene. So the power is in you. So this is what the advantage of the nutrition or genetic tests in general, nutrition genome in particular. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. And I think that's it for now. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.